Hello, everybody. Hope everything's well. I just wanted to talk about my experience last night. We went out to Sterling, and it's supposed to be like this huge, like, party city, I guess. And yesterday was Friday night, so yeah. But it's like crazy here. Okay, to compare it to, you know how Chicago's St. Patrick's Day is downtown and on the south side, the parades and all of that. That's how it's like every Friday night here. We got into town, we got back to Glasgow, and we got off the train and we tried to take a cab from the train to where we stay at. And we can walk it. It's a pretty long walk, but it was about 11:30 at nighttime, and um, it was cold outside. So it's like, let's get a cab and we can get home faster. Obviously, we couldn't get a taxi, and it was tripping me out because you had to be like drunk to get a taxi and stumbling over the place, all over the place to get a taxi. At least that's what I saw. So we trying to wave down taxis. They got their light off. You know, they don't. They already have people in the car, and they don't have people in the car. They want to pick up people, and so we kept walking. They have taxi banks where you stand there and wait for a taxi to come, like a bus stop. And it was just lines and lines of people, drunk people, waiting on taxis, and they were standing in these lines, and I'm like, no, I'm not about to stand in no line. So we kept walking. We waving down taxis, and they driving right past us, or they done for the night, which I don't understand. So we kept walking. I was getting frustrated because I'm like, this don't make sense. You have to either be standing in a queue, um, drunk, or going to the pub to get a taxi. Like, you cannot be a regular person, normal person, getting off of work or whatever to get a taxi last night. And it was frustrating. I was not understanding that at all. So we kept walking. We hit this whole street. I'm talking about like this street um, that's like almost half a mile long, full of pubs. Like, full of pubs and people standing outside like crazy. I can't even explain it. Like, the only way I can, only thing that can come close to it is just um St. Patrick's Day in Chicago, and I would say times five. You got people in the middle of the street just drunk, and girls half naked walking and partying and drinks in their hand outside. It didn't really surprise me as much, but it was crazy. And it's like that every Friday. So we walked through those people. It took a while to walk through them. And once we got through that, we might as well just walk the rest of the way, which is close and easier. And I was already numb by then. So we made it home safe, frozen. Took me all night to throw out. It is what it is. I saw about six people fall. We took the train, and this man, like, I'm waiting for the doors to open up, and I'm standing right there. So it was like a couple of people walking out off the train, and then I was about to step on, and this man just like comes like stumbling out with his bag and all, and he was like this close to like knocking me over, but I was cool. But it's just crazy. Like, we saw this man with his dog. Get this, man with his dog on a leash. Like, not one of those leashes that say get over here. It's one of those leashes that say you can roam. One of those. drunk as ever. I'm talking about toe up from the flow up with a dog on a long leash, right? He is walking up the steps, coming from the train. Don't ask me how he got the dog. Look, he coming up the stairs, and the dog just like goes. But that was not the problem. Problem is the guy fell up the steps, and he was so drunk. Like, why would a drunk man have a dog? Like, I just don't understand that. That doesn't click with me. But yeah, he falls up the stairs. I'm talking about everybody turned around, was just like laughing and everything, and me and my husband tried to help him up, and he's like, I'm fine, and the dog, don't know what to do, and then he grabs his dog's leash, and then these women were coming down the stairs while he's coming up, and the dog was like going this way. Well, you can't going this way, and he was going up, and the ladies was coming like in between here, and so the man didn't know where the dog was at. Let me just say that. And he just kept walking, and the dog went around, and the leash got like tangled around these women, and the dude kept going. I was dying laughing. It was funny. They finally figured it out, and they knew he was drunk. But the funny thing was, everybody just was like fine with it. And then stories on Friday nights. It was hilarious. So it was like probably like 50 to 75 people on the platform waiting for the trains with us, right? Everybody was drunk. Like, and you can tell because everybody was loud and talking, and it was just loud. Like, these people would not have been this loud had they would have just got off work or sober. It was funny to see because everybody was just like fine with everything. It was a good Friday night. I wish we could have stayed out longer, but we couldn't. It's not like that's the only Friday. Those are the tales of Friday, and I enjoyed it. It was really funny. Some good times. Oh, deuces.